Hey everyone, this is Chris, and this is a short review of the AOMWAY 5.8 gigahertz receiver with DVR built in. I've been doing a few testings over the last weeks, trying to get this thing, see how well it did. I actually wanted some good hands-on on it to really see what it can do, how it compares to Fatshark of the different generations, because Next Wave is so much better. And the findings were actually very interesting. The sensitivity on this was actually a little bit better than even the Next Wave equipment, not by much. It was probably ground testing. I was only getting 5 to 10 feet more before it was completely unusable. Basically, anytime that the Fatshark equipment would go completely unusable, this still had manageable video, I guess you could say, for someone who is experienced in FPV, where it gives you enough. It was giving you enough video to see horizons or see large objects, but not much of that a difference. I mean, it was extremely close to Next Wave. The pre-Next Wave equipment, it did much better. It got a good quarter more distance on ground testing than the non-Next Wave Fatshark equipment. So if you have the older Fatshark Predators or any of their original 5.8 receivers, the like Uno and Duo receivers, this does much better. But in comparison to the Next Wave, it's about the same, but the benefit of it is you can pick up Next Wave. So now you have a receiver with a recorder in it. So you could run a second screen on this. You could strap it to your goggles if you wanted to. You can pretty much do anything. The only downfall of this is it does not have a video in record, which I've actually been looking at for a modification for it. That way, if you do fly any other frequencies, you could record it. For me, I fly 1.3 gigahertz, but I have a relay that transmits everything on 5.8 to my goggles. So this can even pick up my regular video feed from my ground station, just because I transmit on 5.8. So, but those of you who don't fly 5.8, you might have to wait a little while. AOMWAY may be releasing a dedicated recorder for you guys, but so far this one's been really well. The 1000 milliwatt transmitter that I've been reviewing is getting me right around the same performance as a 200 milliwatt 1.2 gigahertz video transmitter running on 1258. So some of you would call that the 1.3 gigahertz band. So right around the same performance distance-wise and penetration-wise as the 200 milliwatt 1258 megahertz video transmitter. I tried multiple bands on both of these, and all the Fatshark bands matched up. They are very close, so you can actually pick up signal on like parallel channels. So channel 1, channel 2, you're going to pick up the same video. One will be a little degraded than the other, but they do cross over pretty strongly. So you do have to watch for that and make sure you're on the right channel. I actually did a flight where I thought I was on the right channel and I was actually one off. So I lost video quite a bit sooner than I expected. All I had to do was switch to the other one and it was good. But overall, it's been amazing. It's definitely a nice piece of equipment. You can check it out in more detail with the frequency listings and everything on fpvstyle.com. They have it for sale, and it's pretty cheap. The receiver usually goes for right around $60 to $70 for a DVR built-in, which most people are paying right around $100 just for a DVR, and then they still have to get a receiver. So an all-in-one unit works really good. Has 2 AV outs on it. One is a live stream AV out, so just whatever the receiver sees, and the other one comes from the DVR, so you actually see that it's recording and see the timestamp and all of that on there. The one from the DVR is slightly delayed, but the one directly from the receiver works flawless. So overall, great product. I did notice that it has a little better sensitivity in the center bands, or the center of the bands, than out near the edges. So if you do want some higher performance, run in the center frequencies, especially with the circular polarized antennas that I built. They worked really well through pretty much all 4 bands. So that is a good benefit, that it works through everything. Now, to test the bands, I had to use a different receiver, because this one, or a transmitter, because this one only does 15 channels. So you can only cover the Fatshark bands and one other one. I can't remember exactly right now what it was, and I covered it up. But they work really well together. This is an awesome combo. I mean, 150 bucks, you have a 1,000 milliwatt transmitter and a receiver with a recorder built in. Can't really beat that. Check back soon for more updates.